Hey, what's up YouTube? Another episode of Walt's How-Tos and Reviews. I wanted to give an update on the NMN and Resveratrol experiment that I'm running. I know it's been a while, but I am doing the experiment. Unfortunately, the first 6 months is super boring. I basically take an age test, I wait 6 months, take the age test again so I can have that data and see how much I aged over that 6 months without taking any supplements. So that's the process I'm in. I took the first age test on December 5th. And it's April 17th, so I'm about to take another one on May 5th, and then I get to start taking resveratrol and NMN again. So I'm pretty excited to do that, but I learned some pretty big stuff in between my last video and now, and the two biggest ones I wanted to mention was I learned that NMN is supposed to be under refrigeration, which is mind-blowing. So I'll put the link in the description of, you can see David Sinclair actually saying this, and that was a game changer because I was actually doing a ton of research. I was going to source it in bulk from China, have it shipped here, and then I was going to have a lab test different sources that I found so that I could tell you viewers, hey, if you're looking to get it in bulk at a better price, here's where you can find it. Then I learned this and it kind of destroyed my whole game plan. So I'm back to just getting it originally where I got it, and I'm like, man, when this ships, I need it to be cold. So I've actually been waiting for it to be cold here where I live in Colorado, and I'll show you that, we had a nice little snowstorm. Luckily, it was in April, and I ordered the NMN, and I'm really hoping that when it comes, it'll actually be cold. And I'm just doing the best I can here. Unfortunately, I can't get this stuff from a lab just because I'm public. And with that being said, doing the best we can, or at least I can, I also can't take the actual real Horvath aging test, which is a bummer because that's the test that's going to say that this for sure works or not works. So I am doing a little something else. I'm saving my blood samples so that if I ever am able to get access to this, I can go back and be like, hey, here's my blood sample from December 5th. Here's the one on May 5th. So that maybe if I do have access later, if you work at a lab or a university and you can give me access, please let me know. But what I am doing is for the public, something that you can actually buy. My knowledge is there's two. One's $500, one's $300. And the one I took the $300 one. And I'll show you right now that it says this is based on the Horvath aging clock. So it is taking that into account. There's many other age tests that you can take out there. Like a lot of people mention the one on Inside Tracker because David Sinclair is associated with it. But when you see what the test is based off of, it's based off of, different indicators, but it's not based off of the Horvath clock test. And as far as the research I've done, that is the gold standard. That is the one that's most important. And I believe it's because it is linear. So if you take it at 33 and it says you're 34, you can never go backwards. And if we could find something that would make it go backwards, that would show this stuff actually works. It can only go forwards. Now the tests that are available to the public, if I'm reading the website correctly, it implies that you can go backwards, and the Horvath test can't do that. So again, we're just using the best stuff that we can and have available to and access to, because this stuff is, it's new stuff. It didn't exist that long ago, so I'm just doing the best that I can. Now, the resveratrol, that was another thing that I didn't realize I wasn't taking the right kind of resveratrol. So after doing some more research, again, links will be in the description, I have found the resveratrol that I'm supposed to be taking, and I'm going to be taking that. So that'll be a big change as well. And the only downside really is it costs a lot more for the good stuff rather than the bad stuff. So if you guys know a good place to source the good stuff at a better cost than what I'm getting it for, I'll link it in the description. Please let me know because, that would be great if I didn't have to spend money. I haven't actually ordered the resveratrol yet, but I'm going to here real soon. So yeah, on May 5th, I'll start taking it. I'll take it all the way to December 5th. Then I'll take the test again, and then we'll compare the two test results. Yeah, last update I wanted to give is, it was really fascinating to me to see all these different people giving their experience taking NMN and resveratrol. And I was really interested in people that were older because they have lower NAD levels, so they should feel the effects more. And tons of people commented on their experience, which is awesome for me, but you would have to go through and try to find them all, and I have different videos about it. So what I'm doing is consolidating all the reviews and I'm putting it on a website. It's not done yet, but as soon as it is done, I'll put the link in the description. But it's going to show, positive, neutral, and negative, and then it'll list, their age, what they were taking, and then their experience just from, the YouTube comments. So please continue to let me know your experience taking these anti-aging drugs, and I'll put them on there just so that people can go to one place and just look at, the anecdotal evidence. It doesn't mean anything, but it is really cool. Obviously, you guys are interested in my testimonial, so you can see a ton of other people's testimonials, and just, knowledge is power. It's cool to look at stuff, so that'll be something new that I'll give you guys. And then last thing, obviously, my surroundings are different. I'm just in the basement now. I moved my office down there. I had another daughter, and that's the new baby room. So it's my new place to hang out and do work. I got my aquarium, as you can see. So I am going to start making a bunch of videos again. I got real busy with work, but get back to doing this because it's a lot of fun. And obviously that first 6 months is kind of boring because there's not really much I can do other than research, and I'm not taking the drugs. I will continue to update you guys. Once I get my test results back from the second time I test, I'll definitely make another video, show those results, and by then I'll be taking the supplements again, and I'll be taking hopefully good refrigerated cold NMN as well as the right type of resveratrol, and again I'll give my testimonial and just tell you what I think. Alright, so that's it for the updates. Now I wanted to talk about the test that I took. I'm going to show my results as well as how I actually took the test so that if anybody is interested in taking it for themselves, they can see exactly what it encompasses and what it's like. Now I took 2 tests because the place I purchased from offered 2 different kinds of tests. One where they extract DNA from your blood, and the other is where they take it from your urine. And if you look on the website, I'll show it now, it basically says they're using the white blood cells and it's the overall health or the overall immunity of the body, whereas the one from your urine is your urinary tract and kind of the organs encompassing that, and that they should be close, but different parts of the body can age differently. Now I was dumbfounded and I was surprised at my test results because they weren't actually close. So I don't know what that means or what that implies. When I show the test results, I'll give a possible explanation that I thought maybe, but really it doesn't make much sense to me. So unfortunately, I was hoping that they were actually going to be really close, so the next time I tested, I could just take one, but now I'm kind of feel like I have to take both. I'm curious what you guys would think if I only took one. Would it make more sense to take my urine or to take my blood? I would kind of lean on the side of the blood, but I'm really not sure. I'll show those results and exactly how I took them. So let's just jump right into that. And this is how it comes, the blood one. You just pull this down, open it up, and then it does say that you need to go to this website and register your kit. Okay, so you go to mydnh/login and you'll be brought to this page. So press sign up and you're gonna put in, your email and create a password. Pretty standard stuff. Then once you've registered your account, you can actually log in, and they're going to want to verify your email. After you verify your email, you can log in again, and now you're able to activate your kit. So you click there, and you're going to enter in the sample ID that comes in the kit. You're also going to put the date that the collection was sampled, and this is great because they do keep this information for you so you can see, okay, over an X amount of time, if you take more than one test, how did things change? So then you're brought out to a page with general information. You fill out, basic stuff, age, whether you're male or female, your name, address. But then once you get through the basic stuff, they start asking a lot of questions that some might consider an invasion of privacy. Like they want to know, how much do you weigh? How tall are you? What ethnicity are you? What do you do for a living? Do you smoke? They want to know what your diet is like. They want to know, how often do you exercise? Do you drink? And how much do you sleep? Then they want to know, do you take nutritional supplements? Do you take any of these other supplements that were related to anti-aging? Like you can see metformin and resveratrol on there. They did not list NMN there, but they did have NR, which was interesting. I said prefer not to say when they asked if I engaged in any anti-aging interventions, because I didn't want the test to be biased in any way, and I didn't want them to know that. And it reminds me a lot when you go to the doctor, the kinds of questions they're asking, like, do you have any history of this in your family? Do you have any of these diseases? what's your recent cholesterol level? They ask the same question over. Have you ever been diagnosed, treated for any of the following conditions? And they just go through a bunch of different categories, which was pretty interesting. I wonder why they would need to know that information. I suppose if you have, maybe that would flaw the test results, so they would change it, or the population of people that they're comparing you to is different depending if they have these conditions or not, would be my guess. Question I never really heard about: do you have any of the following genetic variant? How old was your mother when she gave birth to you? As you can see, these questions start becoming pretty invasive if privacy is a concern. A big reason I believe that they want this kind of information is they are looking to see if there's any correlations between different groups of people. So, if you've had grandparents that lived over 90 and they look at everybody in that case, do they tend to age at a better rate? Would be my guess, that sort of stuff. So after that, you press activate and you come to this screen. So they're ready to accept it when you mail it in, process it, and then post the results on your account so you can log in and view them. So I showed you how I got there. So let's see here. Open this guy up. I'm hoping that there's not much confusion with the two here. So here is the vial I'm supposing I'm going to be putting the blood into. 2 capillary blood collection tubes. I'm just going to read these instructions to you. Label blood collection tube with your initials and the collection date. Note, a small amount of preservation reagent is provided in the tube. So there is a little, clear liquid in there. Kind of looks like water. And, they're saying that is a reagent that's in the tube. So I'm going to take my pen here, and it says to put your initials on it and the date. So today is December 5th, 12/05, 2019. It's difficult to write on a small thing that's circular, and I'm using like one of them Sharpie pens. Alright. Step number 2, wash your hands with soap and warm water. Gently massage your non-dominant hand from the palm to your finger for 1 minute. Alright. Open and set aside the following components in order. 1. Lacent alcohol wipe. 2. Gauze pad. 3. Capillary blood collection tube. 1 blood collection tube. 1 bandage. So I'm going to start putting these in order for you guys. I'll wash my hands like it says. I'm just going to cut that part out of the video so you guys don't have to watch me wash my hands. Probably speed this up too so you don't have to watch me, whatever. Alright, so in order, we put this guy, alcohol wipe, 1 gauze pad, 1 capillary blood collection tube, the vial, and a Band-Aid. So, I'll wash my hands, be right back. Alright, so basically, you line them up, you massage your hand, then get, the blood in your hand. And then the step is twist off the lancet. Yeah, I'm terrible at reading, so that's probably not even how you pronounce that word. Set aside the lid, wipe with alcohol, clean tip of your middle finger on your non-dominant hand. Place that, you might feel a pinch. Wipe the first drop of blood with gauze. Then you're going to take this guy, collect some blood. Then you're going to put the blood in the tube, twist the tube. You're going to flick the tube. Alright, so let's just get this done. So you twist that off. Clean my middle finger, tip. Make sure it's nice and clean. We don't want any contaminants getting in my test here. Place and push the lacent firmly against the cleaned finger. You may feel a slight pinch. Got me. All right, now I'm gonna take the gauze. With the gauze pad, wipe the first drop of blood. So I'm gonna get that first drop of blood off. Squeeze punctured finger to help the blood flow. Place the tip of the capillary tube vertically into the punctured finger to collect the blood until the capillary tube is full. So, okay, so there's a little white thing in there, and that's when it's full, and that's what the picture looks like. So this clear part doesn't actually get the blood. Place the filled capillary tube into the blood collection tube and push the purple handle until all blood is dispensed. Discard the capillary collection tube. All right, so let's all right. So unscrewing that guy, taking this, put the blood in there, put the cap back on. So some advice, maybe you should put your initials and the date on this after you do that, because to unscrew this, I kind of had to push on it and then it smeared my writing. So I'll rewrite that, but if you're going to do this at home, I think you should do that last just so you don't mess it up and they can read it at the lab. Okay, so it does say, screw the red cap on securely onto the blood collection tube. Ensure that the tube is tightly sealed. Flick tube 5 times to mix sample with the preservant agent. So I'm going to make sure it's on there tight and then give it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe one more for good measure. I'm going to make sure they can read this. Putting the tube in there. I wonder why they want this back. Probably a liability thing. My suspicion is it's not, they don't need these. Obviously I only used one and it's a liability thing, but I'm gonna follow the instructions exactly. So it says place blood collection tube and both lancets into the resealable biohazard bag and place biohazard bag with absorbent pad and seal the bag. So put it in there, seal her up, and then place the biohazard bag into the white prepaid envelope and seal the envelope. Mail the package via U.S. Postal Service, domestic, within 24 hours after you collect the sample. So you lift this up, and then you've got your prepaid thing in here. I do like they made it super nice. They already attached the label. You don't have to do that. That's great. All right, so here's the urine sample one and what it looks like. Again, activate your kit. Wow, that's a big cup. Okay. All right, so for the, if you do the urine sample one, which is what I probably do because I don't like the blood, make sure you don't throw this box away because this is going to be your shipping box. It says that on the sticker here. Don't throw away this box, please. This box is to ship sample and collected and complete. So activate. So let me just see if I can. All right, so let's see what the instructions are here. Activate your kit at MyDNH before collecting your sample. We can't process it unless it's been sampled. Same thing. Comes with your shipping label, bag to put them in. Wear the gloves provided. Label the urine collection with your initials and the date. Take out the transparent cup, the urine collection bottle, and the urine preservation agent. So here's the preservation agent. Assume you pee in here, pour it into there. Urinate into the transparent cup until it is at least half full or more for best results. So fill it up as much as possible. Open the cap and collection bottle and set it aside. Pour all the urine from the transparent cup into the urine collection bottle. Discard transparent cup. Pour all of the urine preservation reagent into the same urine thing. Screw on the cap onto the bottle. Ensure the bottle is tightly sealed and invert the bottle several times. Okay, so basically you pee in here instead of here to make sure that you get at least half of it full. Then you're going to pour it in. You're going to pour in all of the reactant agent. And then it says screw it on tight, and then you got to invert it several times. So you're going to mix it. Then you're going to put it in this bag. Then you're going to put it in here. Then you're going to throw on the shipping label. And then you're going to mail it. So, well, let's just get this over with. Of course, now I'll be right back. I hope you like my comedy. Here are the results from my DNAge test. Now, the one on the left is my blood, and you can actually see that December 5th is when I took the test, and I didn't get the results until February 11th. Now, for the urine, it took even longer. I didn't get the results till February 21st. Now, with the blood, my actual age is 33, and according to this test, I was 35 years old. Not the best, but I'm happy with that. It could be a lot worse. And you can see, based on their graph, this is what people test and kind of where they fall. I was in line. This is your first DNAge test. To monitor your DNAge changes, our scientific advisors recommend retesting 6 to 12 months after the original test, which is exactly what I'm going to do. And then it gives you more information about how they actually determine what your DNAge is. Now, what was kind of alarming and strange about my urine one, and I maybe just being optimistic want to think that the reason for it was I did get this email where they said that my blood sample had been sequenced and I can view the report, but it said my urine sample failed sequencing and we're reanalyzing your sample. So I'm hoping that this maybe tainted the experiment, because you can see the results are pretty terrible. It says that based on my methylation value of my sample, my DNAge is 44, and I'm in the 1 percentile, meaning only 1% of people that take this test look older than I do that are 33 years old. So that is really terrible and alarming. But you can see I definitely look like an outlier relative to this plot data. Okay, so now let's look at what it actually says. Your DNAge test robustly detects epigenetic changes to determine biological age based on the aging clock built by UCLA professor Dr. Stephen Horvath. So again, they're saying it's based off of the Horvath test. Epigenetics is gene regulatory information layered on top of the DNA. The reversible and dynamic nature of epigenetic marks makes DNAge an ideal test to monitor lifestyle interventions, which again is implying that if I change my lifestyle, that I could change my DNAge. Your DNAge isn't your destination. So here's what's alarming is they basically say that it is not linear. They say this isn't your destination. The reversible dynamic nature of DNA methylation modifications, in contrast to genetic changes, make the DNAge clock an ideal test to directly monitor lifestyle intervention. So again, they're alluding to the fact that it's reversible, and I did see on their actual website, which I'll show you. So here from their website, they recommend retesting every 6 to 12 months, and they show here, you could test 41 in 2018 and then 39 in 2019, meaning that it's not linear, that you actually can reverse it, which again, I'm not sure how that's possible if it is a linear thing that can only go in one direction, and if we could actually, that's the true Horvath test, at least in terms of how I understand it. So obviously this test, it's taking that Horvath test into account, but it's also taking other things into account, which is a bit disappointing. But again, I don't know of anywhere else that I could actually get the Horvath test result that cannot be reversed, or at least scientifically at this moment, there's no way to reverse it that we know of.